It began in Africa.
I have made 3 journeys there and learned so much and seen so many things that I've already done 2 full shows about my journeys to Africa. So all I can do tonight is really just kind of give you a couple of snapshots for you to get a feeling about Africa. And one of them is the little video you just saw. You catch the joy in her face? That's a lot of Africa. There's a joyful way of being. And you saw the woman pumping the well, pumping the water out. That's another thing about Africa. The women seem to do all the work. I'm sure the guys have some purpose in life. I'll be darned if I can figure it out after 3 trips. But this is how I got to my first trip. This priest was my host. And that's another whole show about what happened because of him. But that was my little outfit that I was given. The thing about Africa is you will see things you can see nowhere else and they make no sense. How can one human being be able to support that? And yet you see it, I kind of think all the time. You see the bloated bellies. Sometimes you see the flies like you saw in the Save the Children ads. A lot of times you just see the bloated bellies that are a result of malnutrition. And they were everywhere in the region of Ghana where I was. You see mysterious places where they say spirits inhabit that area. And you're like, that's pretty impressive construction there. You see old men that are naked, but in public they will wear leather. They're the only ones allowed to go naked, and they're the only ones allowed to wear leather in public. People are unbelievably friendly in Africa. There was no way to express, no big signs or anything there. And so one morning I woke up and out of stones, the kids had made that little welcome sign for me. That reflects definitely the spirit of Africa. People have faith. They plant their favorite religious saying on the side of their bus. They throw stuff on the roof that you can't believe how high they'll pile it. And there's children everywhere. One of my stays was at the refugee camp. You may remember years ago Darfur and the massacre that happened there. And I was at the camp where they ran to. And I had a million unbelievable experiences there. Just in case you're curious, there are no rhinos in Rhino Camp. They killed them all 100 years ago. I met kids that had been through hell, the things they went through at the hands of that genocide, but they were surviving. And they gave me an opportunity to conduct a program for them, a retreat program, and they said, we can't make it mandatory, maybe nobody will come. And they packed the place. They were all hungry. Now you see this little outhouse thing? This is going to pop up later in the show, so try and keep a mental image of this strong in your mind. It's probably not fair for me to ask you to do. But that's another thing about Africa. It's not always sanitary. It's not usually sanitary. Of course, if you go in a big-time hotel or something, yes. But Rhino Camp, this was what I had to deal with.